Alright, Minoxidil, Rogaine, the foam, the little dropper bottle. Usually the first thing dudes try, and honestly, not a bad place to start. Here's the deal. Minoxidil doesn't touch the actual reason you're balding. That's a hormone thing. We'll get there. What it does? It opens up potassium channels in your scalp, widens the blood vessels around each follicle, and floods them with more blood, oxygen, and nutrients. More fuel to the follicle means your hairs stay in their growth phase longer instead of tapping out early. Thicker, healthier hairs that stick around. Fun fact, it started as a blood pressure drug, and the test patients just kept getting hairier. Happy accident. Now it's on every bathroom shelf in America. Now the timeline, because this is where everyone screws up. Weeks 2 to 8, you shed. More hair than usual, in the shower, on the pillow. This is the dread shed, and it's supposed to happen. It's the old, weak hairs getting evicted, so new ones move in. Every single month, guys quit right here because they think it's making them balder. Don't be that guy. Don't be cooked over a good sign. Month 3 to 4, you start actually seeing it. New growth, more density. Month 6 to 12, that's your real payoff. Full results. So this is a patience game. If you're checking the mirror every morning, you're going to drive yourself insane. The catch nobody mentions. The second you stop, it's over. Shedding comes back in 2 to 8 weeks, and within 3 to 6 months, you're right back where you started. Sometimes worse. There's no, I'll use it till I'm good. You're married now, till death. Verdict, it works. Foundation piece, but it's a teammate, not the whole team. Stick a pin in that, because when we get to the protocol at the end, Minoxidil's got a best friend that does the real heavy lifting on why you're balding in the first place. Speaking of bathroom shelves, Biotin, the gummies, the hair, skin, and nails bottle your girl probably has. Let me save you some money. Biotin works for hair growth in exactly one situation, if you're actually biotin deficient. And here's the thing, you're not. Deficiency is genuinely rare because biotin is in eggs, nuts, basically everything, and your gut literally makes some for you. The research is brutal on this. Reviewers looked at 18 studies where biotin helped hair, and in all 18, the people had an underlying condition causing a deficiency. In healthy guys, zero evidence it does anything. It's a water-soluble vitamin. Take more than you need, and your body just pees it out. So those $40 gummies, you're manufacturing the most expensive urine of your life. Verdict, cope. Eat a normal diet. Skip the gummies. Next. Okay, remember that best friend I promised back on Minoxidil? This is it. This is the big one. The only thing on this list that goes after the actual cause of your hairline disappearing. Here's the science, and you need to know this one. Your body takes testosterone and converts a chunk of it into a stronger hormone called DHT, using an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. If you've got the genetics for it, DHT slowly chokes out your follicles. They shrink. The hairs get thinner and weaker every cycle until they just stop. That's male pattern baldness. It's not your shampoo, it's not stress, it's that hormone. Finasteride blocks that enzyme. Less conversion, less DHT, roughly 60 to 70% less floating around. You're literally turning down the thing that's killing your hair. This is why Fin plus Minoxidil is the stack. Minoxidil grows it, Finasteride stops the reason you're losing it, offense and defense. Now it's big brother, dutasteride. Same idea, but it blocks more forms of the enzyme and knocks DHT down by around 98%. More powerful, technically off-label for hair, and the heavier you hit the hormone, the more you should be doing it with a doctor watching. Because yeah, a small percentage of guys get sexual side effects, and I'm not going to pretend that's not real. Most don't, but go in informed, not scared. Quick one for the natural crowd, because I'm not here to gatekeep. Saw palmetto. It's the herbal version. It blocks the same enzyme, just weaker, like 30 to 40%. It's not cope, it's got actual studies, it's just the light version. If you genuinely can't or won't do Fin, it's a real option. Just know it's playing in a lower league. Verdict. Finasteride works, and it's the most important name on this entire list. If you're serious about keeping your hair, this is the conversation to have.
But Professor Moggs, this shampoo says it blocks DHT.
Yeah, about that. Some of these shampoos do contain real ingredients. The problem is physics. A shampoo is on your scalp for, 60 seconds before it goes down the drain? You cannot meaningfully block a hormone enzyme in the time it takes to rinse, and the research backs that up. There's basically no evidence the DHT-blocking shampoo formulas actually work as a standalone fix. Now, one asterisk, because we keep it honest. Ketoconazole shampoo is the exception, and we'll get to it later, because that one's actually legit. But the random DHT blocker bottle with a cool label promising to regrow your hairline by itself? Verdict: cope. It's a nice supporting actor at best, never the lead. Don't build your plan around a rinse. This one sounds insane the first time you hear it. You roll a little wheel of tiny needles across your scalp. On purpose. Stay with me because the science is actually clean. Those micro-injuries trigger your body's repair response. Wound healing, growth factors, the works. But the real magic is what it does for everything else. Microneedling basically drills tiny channels that let your minoxidil and other topicals actually penetrate instead of sitting on the surface. Studies pairing microneedling with minoxidil consistently beat minoxidil alone. It's a multiplier. Couple rules so you don't hurt yourself. Once a week is plenty. Keep it sanitary and don't go full horror movie on the depth. You're stimulating, not auditioning for a slasher film. Verdict: it works. As a booster on top of your stack, not as a solo act. There's a whole corner of the internet telling you to stop washing your hair to save it, that shampoo strips your scalp, that the grease protects your follicles. I need you to hear me. This is not just useless. It's working against you. When you let sebum, dead skin, and buildup just sit on your scalp, you get inflammation, you get microbial overgrowth, you get an environment that actually makes pattern hair loss worse. Your AGA follicles are already stressed and inflamed. Burying them in gunk pours fuel on the fire. And the "but I shed less when I don't wash" thing, you're not shedding less. Those hairs already let go. You're just not rinsing them out yet. They're coming regardless. A clean scalp is the soil everything else grows in. Verdict: hard cope, and a backwards one. Wash your hair like a normal human. Okay, redemption arc for the natural guys, because some of this stuff is real, and I'm not going to let the cynics dunk on it unfairly. Rosemary oil. There's an actual 2015 randomized trial that put rosemary oil head-to-head against minoxidil 2% for 6 months. And both groups grew a similar amount of hair, with the rosemary group reporting less scalp itching. That's a real, peer-reviewed result. Now, the honest caveat, it's one study, 100 people, versus minoxidil's decades of data. So it's promising, not proven equal. But cope? No. It earns a spot. 2 more quiet legits while we're here. Ketoconazole shampoo. The actual medicated kind, like Nizoral, improves hair density and even nudges that DHT enzyme down. That's your scalp cleanse upgrade right there. And pumpkin seed oil. One study showed a 40% bump in hair count. Cheap, low risk, real-ish. Verdict: works-ish. None of these replace your Fin and Minoxidil core, but as add-ons, genuinely worth it, and zero shame in the natural game when the science actually shows up. Last treatment before the game plan, the laser cap, the goofy helmet, the red light comb. Looks like cope is actually the most FDA legit of all the gadgets. Low-level laser therapy is literally the only non-drug option the FDA has cleared for pattern hair loss. The red light stimulates the follicle cells. Exact mechanisms still a little fuzzy, but the clearance and the studies are real, especially when you stack it with minoxidil. 2 honest downsides: it's slow and it's expensive up front. This is a you already do everything else and want the last 5% move, not a starting point. Verdict: it works. Bottom of the works tier, but it's not cope. The fancy finisher. Alright, pins pulled. Here's the actual game plan, and it depends entirely on where you are right now. Find your guy. You're worried, but not really losing it yet. Family history, dad's thin up top, you're just paranoid. Don't nuke it before you need to. This is prevention. Clean scalp. Ketoconazole shampoo a couple times a week. Rosemary oil if you want. Watch your hairline and temples like a hawk. That's it. The single most powerful thing you can do here is just know the signs early. Because you're actually starting to see it. Thinning temples, see-through crown, more hair in the drain. This is go time. This is the moment that decides everything. The core stack, Minoxidil plus Finasteride. Grow it and shut down the hormone that's killing it. Start now, not in a year. Every month you wait is follicles you don't get back. You're progressing and you want maximum. Already on the basics, want every edge. Stack the boosters. Add microneedling once a week to supercharge your minoxidil. Keep the ketoconazole. If finasteride alone isn't holding the line, that's the dutasteride conversation with a doctor. And if you want the last few percent and don't mind the cost, the laser cap goes on top. And the one rule that beats every product on this list, no matter who you are, start early. It is so much easier to keep hair than to regrow it. Once a follicle is fully gone, we're not in treatment territory anymore. We're in transplant territory, and that's a different video. You're not cooked. Most of you are way earlier than you think. Find your spot on that map. Act today instead of next year, and your future hairline will thank you. Professor Moggs, out.